your skin, that shit is popping, girl. Body on 10, damn, you got it, girl. You gotta boss up, getting them checks, living your best, racks up. Oh, keep walking with confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes. Hey, boos, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Woman Exodus. Good morning. Happy Self-Care Sunday, everyone. Like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're listening. Thank you so much for watching this. So I briefly discussed on one of my recent videos about how I wanted to start doing these self-care Sunday videos. A lot of you reach out to me and ask that I share different tips and suggestions and different advice on how I was able to navigate corporate America and obtain a six-figure earning job in my 20s. Also, you guys have asked for college advice. There's lots of young girls who reach out and ask for advice on school and how to go about obtaining educations. I also get questions about fitness and things like that. And I didn't realize how much of a lack of knowledge collectively Black women have. So I figured, hey, I have all of these stories I can share with you guys and all of these tips about what worked really well and what didn't throughout my journey professionally and personally. So I figured I want to help my tribe. I want to help my tribe, and especially now in the advent of the internet, there is no reason to be selfish with that information. We have to help one another. So I'm going to start doing self-care Sunday videos. So this first one that I want to do is about college education. So I get a lot of really young girls, some who are in high school, who ask, how do I go about funding, my college education? How do I go about, just picking the right major and doing this the right way? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So, and I'm very vocal about this part of my journey. So when I was in high school, I was an overachiever. You guys can probably tell, especially based on, what I tell you guys about my professional life and some of the other things that I've shared. But I was an overachiever, and I ended up earning $500,000 in scholarship money. When I was in high school, I got accepted into 11 colleges, and it was great. And I know some of you asked, like, how did I go about doing that, and what tips would you share? So this is what I did. So the very first recommendation that I would give to a high school graduate or someone in high school that's planning on going to college to get a post-secondary education, start early. So I know, like, as a freshman, it might seem like graduation day is really, really far away. It's not. 4 years will be up before you know it. So you want to make sure that you're very conscious and you're very careful about the decisions that you're making and intentional early on. So you want to work hard and study hard. And one thing that I learned the hard way, because I was messing around when I was a freshman in high school, is that if you lower your GPA early on, it's really hard to increase it later on. So you want to be very diligent and very mindful, and also just be very hardworking and studious about the work that you're doing early on. Also, be well-rounded. So to get scholarships, really what they're looking for is academic scholarships anyway. I didn't get athletic scholarships. I got tons of academic scholarships. So to get academic scholarships, they're going to want you to be able to prove that you're astute. So academically that you perform well, but also that you're well-rounded, and they like to see kids who are in different organizations and different extracurricular activities as well. So again, I was an overachiever, so I did it all. So I was in the National Honor Society. But then I also played varsity tennis. I also volunteered at the local elementary school next door and helped like read to students and things like that. I did thousands of community service hours and volunteered everywhere. I volunteered at the local library. I also did summer programs. So I wanted to be a writer. So I enrolled in this summer creative writing college course while I was in high school. That was really fun in Virginia, in the University of Virginia. And what else? I interned at a corporate law firm when I was in high school, which was really nice. I had no interest in being an attorney, but I thought it sounded cool. So I did an internship at a corporate law firm. And I did all this on the bus, mind you, while I was working a part-time job to save up enough money for a car. So that's why I don't have much sympathy or empathy for Dusty's complaining, because where there's a will, there's a way. You know, I was a kid and I was taking hour-long bus rides back and forth to handle my business until I was able to save enough money to get a car. But anyway, so doing all of that and participating in as much activities as possible really just demonstrates that you're smart, you're astute, and that you're well-rounded enough to do well and to flourish in school and college. Also, take AP courses and college courses if you can. So I was in all the AP classes, all of them. I also took advantage of this opportunity that we had, and a lot of schools have this too. So I would look it up, because this is definitely something you're going to want to pursue if you can. It was a post-secondary program where if you did well in high school, you could actually take college courses for free at the local community college. So I did that, and I was a full-time college student while I was in high school, and I was maintaining a 4.0, while still being a student in high school, and then also while working and while volunteering. And it looked really good because they were able to see, hey, she's actually taking college level courses now and is performing exceedingly well. So she'll be able to do this without any issue when she actually graduates and go to college. So that looks really good on your college application. So take advantage of that. Also apply for grants and scholarship money and do it early on. So despite all this complaining, the truth is, as a minority, many people want to see you win. There's a lot of people rooting for you, especially now that, BLM has been created. Take advantage of those opportunities and those organizations that want to help you and want to support you. There's so much money out there. So apply for FAFSA very early on, and I can delve in deeper into that, but that's something that your high school counselor can help you with. But that will allow you to get like need-based grants that are first come, first serve. So I got a lot of academic scholarships, but I also got a lot of grants because I was poor, and I was impoverished. So I qualified for a bunch of like college grants that helped fund my college education as well. And it'll help you with like textbooks and things like that. Even if you need like transportation to get to and from campus, you can use those grants for things like that. So apply for it very early, because they're trying to give that money away and be done with it. So it's really like first come, first serve. Also, so when I have goals, I'm very structured and I'm very strategic about what I do. And what works well for me is breaking down a really large goal into smaller daily bite-sized chunks. So my goal in high school was, okay, I need a full ride. I need a full ride scholarship to be able to fund for my college education. Otherwise, I'm not going to go. And so I said, okay, what do I need to do every day to get closer to that goal? So my goal was to get a full ride. So I said, okay, well, then that means I need to apply for X amount of scholarships by the end of the year. So that means that I need to do X amount daily and per week And I did that. And by the end of the year, every day didn't seem like much, but by the end of the year, my education was fully funded because I was constantly taking daily baby steps to get towards my goal. And then before you know it, the year's up and you're there. So I did that. I'm very structured. So I use planners. I had, and now there's apps for all this stuff, but we're talking about, 16 years ago. I was doing this. So I had a planner where I could keep track of like my coursework and different activities and events that I had. I used calendars. I also use something called a habit tracker, which is really cool because I am a visual person. So what I like to do now is I'll use a journal, and it's called dot journaling, and it's a habit tracker journal where I'll put a color-coded dot every time I do a habit that aligns with the direction that I'm trying to go in. So let's say I wanted to lose like 10 pounds or something. I'm going to put, blue dot every time I'm accountable and I go to the gym, and I might use a yellow dot every time I don't know, I drink a gallon of water every day, or I might use an orange dot every time, I'm mindful of my diet and I eat healthy. And doing that really helps me because seeing like those circles, seeing all of those positive habits that I've completed for the month is really motivating, and it helps keep me accountable, and it just works. It's really effective for me. Do what works for you. So I'll use what are they called? The thermostat goal trackers where, let's say I wanted to, I don't know, grow my channel by X subscribers. I'll print off a thermostat goal tracker, and I'll track every day as I gain more and more subscribers until I reach that goal. Things like that, different visual things that you can do that are really effective methods to help you stay motivated. Let me see. I think what would be helpful too is for me to do a more in-depth video about goal setting and how I achieve my goals. So I'll do that soon. But that worked really well for me. Just being organized and being structured. It really helped keep me accountable. I also, tip number 5, I also applied for smaller scholarships that are less competitive. So this is a really useful tip. I don't think a lot of people know. Everyone applies for the $100,000 scholarships that Disney is giving them.
Said this, shout out to my exes. Hey, y'all. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. If you didn't know already, Black women are beautiful. Black women are intelligent and incredible. Black women are phenomenal and make great wives and mothers.
I want to speak to your manager.
Black women should be respected and deserve to be loved.
Hey, shut the fuck up.
Black women deserve to be treated like human beings at least. Listen, guys, if you're like me, you are so tired of your favorite Black female content creators getting harassed by the trolls, silenced on social media, and censored by YouTube. We work so hard to stand up for Black women, and although YouTube allows us to be regularly berated, ridiculed, and degraded by Dusties every day on the platform, as soon as we say one word to clap back, we're threatened with channel violations and are told to be silent or we will have our platforms removed. The biased algorithms, inconsistently enforced policies, and persistent trolling on YouTube is unacceptable and needs to stop. If you agree, meet me over on my Patreon, where you will be able to access completely raw, unfiltered, exclusive Lexus Exodus content. You will be able to access uncut, uncensored, and ad-free content, 2 bonus videos a week, access to the private Discord community, and much, much more. So meet me over on the Patreon at patreon.com/LexusExodus. The link is also in the description below.
Shout out to my exes.
Is giving away. Everybody and their mama, they're applying for the $50,000 one that Chase Bank is giving away. I applied for the smaller ones, like the $5,000 ones, $10,000 ones, because they're less competitive, but they still add up. And that worked extremely well for me. I applied for everything. I had gotten a Buddhist scholarship for about $1,500. And I got it because I saw you didn't have to be Buddhist to apply, and I won it. So do that. Also, what I did that works really well. So you're going to have to, once you apply for these loans, or not loans, I'm sorry, when you apply for these scholarships, they'll ask for you to like write in why you feel like you should be awarded the scholarship. And then also, what your plans are in college and what you're pursuing. So I created a template. This is how on point I was. I had a drafted version that I could use, and then I could just tweak and update and change a few things every time I applied for a scholarship. So let's say it was a scholarship that I was applying for that said, hey, demonstrate how you help your community. Then I would have this template already drafted of a scholarship essay that I would use, and I would just tweak it and then hone it in a little bit better, and then add different bits and pieces there to customize it for what they were looking for. So that worked really well for me. Also, one thing that I'll say is please research your industry. Please, 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 please. So I think what we've been told and taught is get a college education. And if you have a degree in anything, that guarantees that you're going to be successful. A college education doesn't guarantee a high paycheck anymore. It just doesn't. So it's important that if you're going to go to school, even if you're going for free, you want to get a return on your investment, because you're going to the blood, sweat, and tears that you're going to experience. You want to get an ROI on that. It's too stressful. College is too rigorous and too expensive to be doing it for nothing, just to end up working at the local call center, like a lot of, my old friends ended up doing. And I remember way years ago while I was in college, meeting this guy who had been working on a master's in philosophy. And that sounds good, but what the hell are you going to do with that type of degree? Seriously. And I don't know what he's doing now. I lost touch a long time ago, but that's a surefire way to end up underemployed and in debt. So you want to research your degree. I think I encourage Black girls to look at STEM, nursing, things in the healthcare industry. That's always going to be in demand. And, that's going to pay very well. I had in the Discord, y'all, we have tons of conversations, and I encourage you guys, please, 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 if you want insider information like this, and I'll try to share this stuff with you guys too, but there's a community of women inside my Discord that they're smart, professional, bright, and are on point. And one of the ladies is an attorney, and when I tell y'all the gems that she drops in there, it's information that I wish I would have known. Now that we have the internet, we can kind of compare notes and connect and can share tips and suggestions. This is the type of stuff that we talk about regularly in the chat, as different professional advice, career advice, educational advice. So dang, I went down a rabbit hole. I forget what the point I was trying to make. I was talking about making sure that, you research your industry. So you want to look at the outlook of your industry. So for me, I went to school for journalism when I got my first degree, and I wanted to be a newspaper writer, a news writer. And I wish someone would have told me, hey, with the advent of the internet, most newspapers, they're downsizing. I had saw too that recently Elle magazine, I think, is going out of publication because everyone accesses their information on the internet. So that's something that I wish I would have known, and I wish I would have been privy to and had the wherewithal to do. So look at the outlook of that that industry. So, but things like healthcare, obviously, if you're going to school to be an attorney, like the woman in the Discord is, then that's going to always be an in-demand, high paying career. Things in STEM, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you want to like medical school, things like that, you're going to get an ROI on your degree. You don't want to go to school and get a bachelor's and a master's in philosophy, and next thing you know, you're $100,000 in debt, but you're at a job making $30,000 a year. So be very smart and strategic about the degrees that you guys are earning. I know we're the most highly educated groups of women, groups of people in the country, but we also want to make sure that we're being strategic about that, because it comes with debt. We don't have parents. Most of us don't have the privilege of having parents who will fund our education. So if you're going to, fund it yourself, you definitely want to make sure it's worthwhile and worth your time. So, okay. So I mentioned the Discord too. And so I asked my subbies, my patrons, shout out to my patrons, some advice that they have, and they gave me so many really great tips. And again, I'd encourage you, if you haven't already, to join, just because there's so much knowledge there and so much wisdom. So one subby said, go to community college first. So even if you're going to get a bachelor's, the first few years, go to community college. Because what I found out, I used to look down on community colleges. I did. And I went to a really, really well-renowned and respected PWI. But if I could do it over, especially, so I didn't have to fund my bachelor's degree, but I did have to pay for my master's. If I could do it over, and if I had to like give advice, I would say start off at community college first. I'm telling y'all, they get the same jobs that the rest of us get. So when I'm hiring a team, when I'm hiring managers, I honestly don't even look at the school. Of course, unless it's Harvard or something on their resume, they don't care where you got your degree from. So, and what happens too is after you finish the first few years at the community college, you can transfer over to university, and it'll save you a lot of money. It'll save you a lot of money, and it'll also help you determine whether or not college is a good fit for you. So also look at the alumni base to determine if you want to be like them and if they support one another. That's a really great tip. You want to see who else graduated from there and what they went on to do, and if they're successful and if they support one another. Network. It's not what you know, it's who you know in corporate America. Nepotism is real. The good old boy system is real. And it's natural to want to help people that you're acquaintances with, that you're acquainted with. So yeah, so rub elbows with as many folks that you can, because those connections are very, very valuable after school. Here's another great tip shared in the Discord. Don't go to a private school unless they're paying for your full room and board. It's very, very expensive. Private schools are extremely expensive. I have a friend who back in 2006, when we were in college, she flunked out of a private school her very first year. And her parents still had to write a check for $30,000 just for her to complete a few quarters and then flunk out. She never finished. And that was years ago. The tuition is probably insane now at that school. So do not go to a private school unless they're giving you a full ride. Intern, work for free to get more experience and to network again and to build your resume. If you do happen to get a paid internship, that's great. That's awesome. But even if it's unpaid, that's an awesome way to rub elbows and to get your foot in the door, to network and gain professional experience. I know a lot of people even are offered jobs after they intern if they do a good job. Another lady said, take birth control. Yes. I actually completed my master's degree while being pregnant. Don't do that. Guard your womb with your life. Seriously, the decisions that you're making today are shaping the kind of life that you'll live. And I know it doesn't seem like it. Y'all know I have little sisters. My dad once I was 18, he got remarried, and I have teenage sisters, and I'm trying to tell them, I know you guys think it's puppy love, and you think it's no biggie what you're doing today, and these little boyfriends y'all have. I met my son's father in high school. The decisions that you're making today will set the tone for the rest of your life. So take birth control. Take birth control. Guard your womb with your life. Having a child with a dusty is extremely hard to recover from, and it's a really surefire way to guarantee a life of poverty. So don't do it. Stay on birth control. And be balanced also. So have fun, but remember what you're there for. Remember what you're there for. And, a lot of girls get a little taste of freedom in college and they go crazy. And I was a mess. I would stay out until 5 a.m., then, be in a 8 a.m. lecture the next day. So take it easy. Take it easy. Remember your focus and what's important to you, and just make sure you handle your business prior to having a good time. So it can be done. It can be done. I did it. So have a good time, but also remember what your focus is here. Okay. So that's the tips that I have. I hope that was helpful, y'all. I'm really excited about this series again. I really do think it's important that, we are the adults that we needed when we were growing up, especially for Black girls. I want to see y'all win. I want to help my tribe sell whatever knowledge and whatever gems that I have. I will certainly share with y'all. I'm also thinking about creating some type of course. And it would be totally free, but like coursework that really helps, you all with some of these topics that you guys are interested in and just don't know about. Like, for instance, one of the things that we were talking about in the Discord is how to negotiate a job offer. I was reading the numbers that the overwhelming amount of Black women, once they receive job offers, they're not negotiating their salaries. So they're pretty much just happy to have a seat at the table and are taking whatever they can get. Well, that's not what other groups of people are doing. Like men, they off the bat, because they understand that HR's job is to get the best talent for the least amount of money. So when HR extends you a job offer, they're assuming you're going to negotiate, so they'll lowball you. So just knowing things and feeling confident and understanding the importance of doing that, of countering these job offers that you guys are getting, to make sure that you're getting a fair salary, and that the person next to you with less education than you and less experience is making 30% more than you, simply because you didn't know that you're supposed to counter the salary offer. But so yeah, I'm thinking about creating a course, a free course that helps with some of those topics. I don't know if I want to commit to it though, because I have so much going on. Y'all see, like I be want to do everything. But it's because this is really important to me, and I want to see Black women and girls win. And I think if I had access to a lot of these topics, and if I had guidance and wisdom, y'all know, I'm the child of 2 janitors, grew up in the projects. So a lot of this stuff I had to find out by trial and error. So if we're able to share this knowledge and wisdom and guidance, I really do think it'll be meaningful, and I think about how much further along I would have been if I knew some of these things. So this will be a really fun one. Let me know what you guys think about this new series. Also, if you have any suggestions or any advice that worked really well for you all while earning a college education, while pursuing a college education, please share them below. All righty. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, see you guys. Bye.